Alan and I moved here, and our daughter, Alex, who was 5 years old, we've been here for almost 27 years. We moved here in February of 1989. So we have, our daughter came with us from Los Angeles. She was born in LA, but our sons were both born here at Community Hospital. So we have Joey, who's 25, and James, who's 22. Both of them are in LA at the moment because they're working, and James is finishing up at USC. I'm married to Alan Silvestri. He's a film composer. We've been married for 37 years. He's done a lot of really wonderful projects. He did 5 years at CHIPS. He did all the Back to the Futures, the Avengers, Forrest Gump. He wrote Forrest Gump in our home here on the peninsula. And he's done over 100 and some films. And he just did The Walk, which is the story of Philippe Petit, who did Walk Between the Trade Towers. And he's about to begin a project with Brad Pitt, World War II adventure, and two really exciting things. We bought this beautiful piece of property because Carmel's foggy in the summer. So we came out here to be warm in the summer, and because our son needed to be a place that was near his doctors. So we bought this beautiful ranch. And Alan's grandmother she was a chef, and his grandfather was in the culinary business. And they always had made wine in their basement. So when we bought this property, we were friends with Walter Joris and other people who make wine, and we thought, you know what, I bet we could make wine at this place. So we had some people come in who gave us some great advice, and we started this process. So now we've had wine here since we planted in 2000, had our first vintage in 2003, and we just harvested our 2015 a month and a half ago.
Silvestri Tasting Room is located in beautiful Carmel by the sea, and their wines are fantastic. You can sip and relax at this stunning location.
Photography is a passion I've had for many years. It started with photographing my children. It has gone through to photographing the vineyard, to now I photograph people and events on my travels. I seem to have a great eye from the very get-go, so I just really enjoy it.
A couple of years after their son was born, Sandra and Alan, along with their son Joey, were faced with a scare.
Our middle son, Joey, was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes at age 2 at the Community Hospital in the Monterey Peninsula. So that was 23 years ago. And after we got used to living with diabetes and figuring out how to do his shots and all, this was a 2-year-old, we started looking around for what we could do to contribute to the search for a cure. And the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation answered all of the questions that we had, and so we decided to dedicate our time and energy and money to that particular charity. So I, in the beginning, worked on the international board, but one day I came home from my activities and my son said, "So, did you bring the cure? Do you have the cure?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, I just realized, no, but probably he needs to have some kind of activity involvement with it also, so that it's not just something mom does because it's his disease." So Alan and I and a group of other parents who were impacted by the disease on the Monterey Peninsula started the local branch of the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation in our living room in 1997. And we started by walking for a cure. JDRF has an event that they do in every major market in the United States, all money going directly to research on the East Coast. So we raise funds here, all the money goes directly to research, but we built a community of people affected with diabetes, juvenile diabetes in particular, but also type 2 diabetes, because we fund research that affects people with type 2 on the complication level. So we've been doing that for it'll be 20 years in a year and a half. We are in this for the long run. So if we achieve our goals of having normalized blood sugars with our son, where he doesn't have to worry about going to bed at night and falling asleep and not waking up, which is one of the dangers of long-term type 1 diabetes, then the next step would be to find a more permanent cure. So develop vaccines so our grandchildren are not at risk. Many avenues in which JDF dedicates funds, and all of them involve the concerns of all of us who are living with the disease. So we will just be in this until it's over. But right now we have to concentrate our efforts in what, by curing our son, by fixing our son, we cure everybody. So that's the goal.